Emily, is it true that you're moving to a different high school? Seriously? Is it because I stole your boyfriend from you? Come on, you don't have to be so butthurt. It's not like this is the end of the world for you. Oops, I forgot to block you. Thanks for reminding me. I'll never see you then. Bye-bye. Wait, why do you get to block me? If you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna block you before you block me. Alright, go ahead. But before I do that, let me know more about why you're leaving our high school. Is it seriously because I took your boyfriend from you? If so, how do you feel right now? I'm not leaving our high school because of you, and I don't care about our little dispute. Come on, Emily, you don't have to act so tough. I'm actually being very honest right now. The only reason that I'm moving to another school is because my dad's being moved to a different office for work. And it's also better for my future as well. I'm moving to the state that has my dream college. It'll be better if I'm eligible for in-state tuition. So, you were forced to move? Well, no. It was supposed to be just my dad at the beginning, and you weren't able to stay in our school thanks to me, so you're running away from me. Are you even listening? I just told you that it was because it was for a better choice for my future. The college tuition when I live there works better for our family, so that's why I'm moving. Plus, my dad said that he was staying there for a few years, so I thought it was better if we stayed together as a family. You're just making excuses, and it's obvious. Come on, just tell the truth. That is the truth. I know you want to hear that I left because you took my boyfriend, and that I feel awkward being around you guys since that happened, but it really has nothing to do with that, so stop trying. Do you have no shame? Because you stole my boyfriend, or because I couldn't see how trashy of a person the girl I thought my best friend was? Because I really am ashamed of myself for the latter. See? I knew you were still onto me about what I did to you. I mean, who wouldn't be embarrassed to have their own boyfriend stolen by their best friend? How do you manage to ignore everything I say and interpret whatever you want to hear? I thought your favorite subject was English. Stop being so sassy, Emily. Me? Sassy? That's basically all your personality consists of. See? You're being sassy. You've been so full of yourself ever since we got into high school. Just because the people in our class liked you. And I know how you've been hosting study sessions with your new little friends behind my back. I'm not doing anything behind your back. I just study alone, and everyone who has a question about the exam comes to ask me. You should have just said so if you wanted to be part of it. I did not want to be part of your trashy little meetings. Well, I just want to say that I didn't mean to do anything behind your back or make you feel left out. You think you're so special just because you have good grades. On top of that, you make a boyfriend before me? Who do you think you are? Wait, so you stole my boyfriend from me because you were jealous? You stepped out of line. I only made you my friend so you could help me stand out better. But you tried to be the main character. You tried to steal the spotlight from me. That's why you got what you deserved. You've been saying all these odd things. I've never wanted to steal the spotlight from you. You should know by now that I'm not the type to want to be the center of attention. You knew what you were doing, and I know that you'll have a hard time ahead in your life if you keep doing that to others. So, I did you a favor and stole your boyfriend from you. You needed someone to teach you a lesson.
Hey, Emily. How you been doing? Are you enjoying your new school?
Oh my god, you scared me. I forgot that I haven't blocked you yet.
Wait, just wait for 1 second.
What do you want?
Well, I realized that I was in the wrong.
For what? Being born?
No, for dumping you to get with Carla.
Oh. Well, the past is in the past. You don't have to worry about that, so feel free to move on. I'm doing fine over here at my new school anyways.
So, you already made a new boyfriend?
No. I mean, I found a few people who I can talk to, but I'm not too close with anyone.
You already made a new boyfriend?
Wait, what? Like, after you?
She left me on the day after you moved to a new school.
Oh, wow.
That's it? Oh, wow. She threw me away. Any sympathy?
I mean, you threw me away too. The day that I caught you two on a date together, you told me that you felt more comfortable around her and that she was the love of your life. Why would you want my sympathy now?
Now I know that I was wrong for all that.
So you texted me to apologize for your wrongdoings? Well, thank you for apologizing. See you.
Wait,
What? Can you please get to the point?
I want to get back together with you.
But I don't even go to the same school as you anymore.
Yeah, but we both talked about how we had the same dream college, didn't we? So I'm thinking that maybe we can meet up when we both get in.
Why don't you get back together with Emily? She was so much of a better match with you, wasn't she?
I can't get back together with Emily.
Why not?
She said that I needed to go get some plastic surgery if I wanted to keep dating her.
I mean, it's true that you have a pretty basic white boy face. Why don't you try getting a new haircut or something?
I'm not trying to find ways to convince Carla into dating me, Emily. I want to get back together with you.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Look, regardless of what Clara said, I think your face is fine, and I think you'll find someone great in the future.
See? You're the only person who actually supports me from their heart.
I'm just trying to be positive, Ben.
You're the only person who truly understands me. I know that it's too late to apologize. I know, but I also know that I'll never mess this up again, and I'll make you the happiest girl in the world. That's why I contacted you today.
Look, I need to focus on my college admission now, so I think I'll stay away from all the drama for a while. And even if it wasn't at this very moment, I wouldn't consider dating a person who cheated on me even once, no matter how much they apologize to me.
Well, what do you need me to do to forgive me?
It's not about whether I forgive you or not. To be honest, I have no interest in you anymore. I don't like you anymore, and I don't care about you. So, I'm sorry, but please understand.
Wow, so I get tricked to leave the love of my life, and the girl who got me into the situation also threw me away. I have nothing left.
It's not like you to be so clingy. I guess I really never truly understand you as a person. And that's another reason for us not to date.
Can't you get to know me from now on?
Not a chance. I need to study for my SAT and revise my essay after that, so this is goodbye, once and for all. Hey, Emily, you still use this number, right? Sorry, who is this? You know damn well who this is. Your beautiful best friend, Carla. Have you forgotten about me? Or are you just trying to forget about me altogether since I took your boyfriend from you? If that's the case, I'm so very sorry for traumatizing you like that. Oh, it's you. I changed my phone a while ago, so I didn't have your number added, and you blocked me a decade ago. What brings you here? I was just wondering how you were doing. You know, since you didn't show up to the high school reunion that was held last month. Oh, yeah. I couldn't show up since I had a meeting scheduled on that day. I was so bummed out to not having been able to see you. It's been 10 years. I thought we would have some little time to catch up with each other. Is there anything I can help you with? I'm sort of busy right now. Actually, I had a small announcement to make. I'm getting married. You're getting married? Congratulations. Thank you so much. My fiancé is actually the owner of a company. He makes several $1 million a year. That's very impressive. Who's the lucky man? Oh, you haven't heard yet? Why would I know who you're dating? Well, he's someone that you already know. Someone that I know? You're still as sharp as a marble, aren't you? He's the only millionaire that you'll ever come close to. Still have no idea. This is the exact reason why you had your boyfriend taken away from you in high school. You're always only thinking about yourself. And guess what? Now I got your husband to propose to me. I'm even pregnant with his baby. I'm not married to anyone yet. What? What do you mean? You have a millionaire husband, don't you? I still have no idea who that mystery millionaire is. I've never married anyone before. Quit messing around. I'm talking about Kevin. I was working at the restaurant one day and he suddenly asked me if I was Carla and he introduced himself to me as your husband. Wow, that is terrifying. But he even had a picture of himself next to you and he had his ring on. He even went as far as to say that he got to know me when you two were looking through your yearbook together. Hold on, but I moved to another high school before graduation, remember? I mean, we did go to the same middle school too, but do you still look the same as back then? I probably wouldn't be able to recognize you if I'd only seen you in that one picture. I mean, everyone says that I look younger than my actual age. It seems like you haven't changed a bit either. Look, I get that you're tired of admitting that any man you choose will replace you with me. But it's the truth, so why don't you come clean with it? I am and will always be better than you. Do you seriously think that I would still give a slightest crap? If a guy decides to cheat on me, then that just means that he's just not worth my time. Besides, I actually don't have a husband, so you're actually scaring me with those stories. Are you sure you didn't mean someone else? No, I told you how he showed me a picture of the two of you next to each other. And you said you were getting married with that man? Yeah, so get ready for the divorce. Thanks for the millionaire husband. I really have no idea who you're talking about, so good luck, I guess. I have nothing against the idea of you getting married, and nor do I care. How do you feel right now? Are you mad? Sad? I don't feel anything because I have no idea who or what you're talking about. Stop trying to act tough. I know you're crying behind that screen. Whatever. I'm very sure that you'll lose that composure very soon. Imagine having another lady steal your husband and getting a divorce. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You know what? I feel terrible, so you could at least come to our wedding if that helps. Huh? You can drink the pain away. I'll send the date and location of the wedding later, so make sure to come, okay? It's going to be held in about a month. I wanted to make our engagement day the same day as my birthday, so it's gonna be before that. So make sure to finish all procedures before that. Got it? Great. See you there. Emily! Why would you leave in the middle of the party? It's almost your turn to give a congratulatory speech to us. I was right to show up out of curiosity. I understand what's going on now, and I didn't prepare a speech for you guys since you never let me know in advance. Well, then come up with something on the spot. We're best friends, aren't we? Just say something sweet, and I'll act touched. I have nothing sweet to say about a fake friend who's into stealing their friend's boyfriend. Nor do I have anything to say to the man who was my stalker. What do you mean by stalker? I didn't recognize him when they announced his name, but I knew who he was as soon as I saw him in person. The man who you just had a wedding with was my stalker. I had to take legal actions to get him away from me. Wait, what do you mean? I mean exactly what I said. The man that you just got married to is the same man who used to stalk me. I had to get a restraining order on him. I was finally starting to feel safe. But I guess he was busy stalking you instead. But he told me that he was married to you. I mean, did you check his record? I'm sure you won't find anything about marriage with me. No, I didn't, but... Look, you need to believe me on this. I've never gotten married to the man before. Got it? But how is that possible? He even showed me a picture of himself with you. Yeah, he would stalk me and take pictures of me. Then he would edit himself into those pictures and spread lies that he was with me. Thanks to that, I was finally able to get the police to do something about him. You're lying. He told me that he's making millions a year. There's no way that someone with so much to lose would do something like that. You two aren't living together, right? Why don't you try paying attention to whether he actually leaves to work every day? Who knows? He might be lying about that whole story. I do live with him in the apartment that I've lived in for a few years. But we promised that we would take a look at the new places next week. Look, I'm not sure whether he became a million overnight or not. But the last time the police gave me information about him, they told me that he was unemployed. Or that he didn't have a proper job and was just going around starting and quitting part-time jobs. But he said that he has the money to buy a house for us. I told him that I would pay for the daily expenses since he's paying for the house. I even quit my day job as a restaurant servant since he said I could just be a housewife. Well, have you taken a look at the house? Not yet, but we're going to soon. Maybe you should at least take a look at his savings and see if he's telling the truth. Look, I get that you're jealous, and that I'm getting married to a rich guy who's going to give me the world, but you need to stop lying just to make me feel less of myself. I'm genuinely concerned for you, because I know how that man can be like. But I guess you don't want my advice. What help would you be to me? I'm just trying to point out what you might be getting yourself into. And what could that be? Kevin, my stalker. Do you know why he was stalking me? The police have evidence of him stalking me, by the way. Whatever, get to the point. Kevin had a girlfriend when he was in high school, but he was fed lies to by his girlfriend's best friend, and ended up leaving the girlfriend to be with her best friend. But it turned out that the best friend was just playing games and he was dumped right away. So he tried to get back with his initial girlfriend, but he was rejected, and that's how he became the initial girlfriend stalker. Wait, but there's no way. He tried to get into the same university as me, but his grades weren't good enough and he didn't make it. So I ended up going to my dream school while he went to some other university, and he found me right before graduation, becoming my stalker. I was paid a pretty good amount as compensation, so I'm pretty much over it. Although, I was considerably traumatized for a while. So, you're saying that Kevin and Ben are the same people? You told him to get plastic surgery or something before you broke up with him, didn't you? How am I supposed to remember that? Well, he told me that you did. Those words must have bothered him a lot. My guess is that since he couldn't stalk me anymore, he changed his target from me to you. You have got to be kidding me. So, he's not the man that I thought he was? No, I don't think so. And I really don't think he has the money that he's saying he has. He had to pay some fees when I sued him, and it seems that he hadn't had a proper job in years. So, this whole thing is a fraud? Well, yes, but at least you're getting married before me, right? No, there's no at least to this. I stayed single until this age just so I could marry a rich and handsome guy that I thought would show up one day. Not some broken guy with a fake nose. The marriage is not valid. Well, you have fun working with that. I have nothing to do with this, and I'm going to block you, so good luck, I guess. Wait, I'll give him to you. He's your ex, isn't he? I'm sure he'd enjoy your company far better than mine. I agree, but I'm not interested. Sorry. But we're best friends. We're supposed to help each other through these things. I'm moving tomorrow to somewhere far away. Neither you nor him will ever find me again. I haven't felt so happy in a long time, Carla. Take me with you. I guess it's my turn now. What do you mean? You turn for what? What you taught me 10 years ago? How to erase someone else from your life? What do you mean? We're best friends. You can't just do that to me. Here goes nothing. Blocked. I've had Carla blocked since then, so I've only heard rumors about her. But apparently, I was right about Kevin being Ben, and the whole story about him buying a house was a lie. In fact, Millionaire story was a lie, and Ben took Carla back to his parents' house, where they now live together. I've only been to his house once during high school, but his mother was a horrible person who was obsessed with our son and would shame me for dating him. Hopefully, she's having a good time during her stay there for the rest of her life.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hey there. I hope I got the right number. Is this Stan's older sister? I wanted to introduce myself. My name's Kendra. I'm Stan's fiancé. Oh, hi there, Kendra. I'm glad I finally got the chance to talk to you. Yeah, you've got the right number. My name's Stacy. If I recall correctly, you just dropped by my parents' house with your parents to introduce them, didn't you? I'm really sorry I missed that. I wanted to come and meet you and your family, but my company dropped a last-minute trip out of the state on me that I couldn't get out of. Oh yeah, your parents told me all about that. It was really great news. I get it. You're one of those people who like sarcastic jokes, huh? Sorry, that one went over my head. I wasn't joking. Is that a continuation of the joke, or... No, I'm not joking. I'm really glad you weren't there. It's for the best that we don't meet. So you don't need to feel bad about anything. Okay, this is probably the weirdest first conversation I have ever had with a person in my life. Would you mind explaining why you don't want to meet me? Oh, of course. I'm glad you asked. So I have some super deep-seated trauma with men, right? When I was in high school, I went on my first date ever with a boy, and the very next day, he was sitting with my best friend at lunch. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. It must have been traumatic for you. So he was never serious about you after all? No, he actually was serious. I found out later that he and my best friend were actually cousins, but I only found that out after I had already dumped him and sent him messages around the school saying he was a boring date and a bad kisser. That event was so traumatic for me that I can't bear to see my romantic partners being friendly with any other women, even family members. You spread false rumors about him over a misunderstanding, but You are the one with deep-seated trauma? Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm glad you understand. Right. Well, you know that me and Stan are brother and sister, right? Are you telling me that you don't even want me to have pleasant conversations with him? Stacy, I am so glad that you understand my trauma so well. I heard from your parents that you and Stan are really close. Is that right? Yeah. I presume that's a problem for you? Yep, a big problem. I can't bear to see Stan being friendlier with other women in his family than he is with me. Uh-huh. Again, Stacy, I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate you understanding my trauma. So I actually had a request to make of you. I would really appreciate it if you could never see Stan again. And not just in person. You can't text him either. I wasn't too thrilled with compromising this much with him, but I decided to be the bigger person and allow him 10 texts per month with your mom. So if there's ever something you want to tell Stan, you can tell it to your mom and have her contact Stan for you. Oh, and if her 10 texts are already used up, you'll have to go through me. Granted, depending on the content, I may or may not deliver the message to him. You understand, right? Let me see if I have this straight. You want me to never contact my own brother directly? Ever again? Yep, that's right. If I found out you were contacting him, that would really trigger my deep-seated trauma. Right. Look, Kendra, as much as I want to start off our relationship on the right foot, I'm afraid that is not a request that I'll be able to abide by. I understand you have this trauma thing, and I'll do my best to be considerate of you, but restricting which of Stan's family members he can contact? I'm sorry, but that's utterly ridiculous. Stacy, how could you say that to me? I thought you understood my trauma. Are you really going to ignore the deep-seated trauma I have and contact your brother against my wishes? Do you want me to have a panic attack? What if my panic attack causes a heart attack? Are you trying to kill me? What the, kill you? I also have to say that I am very disappointed in the weakness of your sibling relationship with Stan. What? Me wanting the ability to talk to my own brother is a weakness to you? Obviously, if you truly had a strong familial bond, then you wouldn't need to have direct contact with him. Just knowing that he was well taken care of by a fantastic woman who loves him more than anyone else should be enough. But you're disregarding my trauma and threatening my life by meeting with your brother, all because of your own insecurities. You trashed a high school boy's reputation over your misconception, but I'm the one who's insecure? All I'm doing is laying down boundaries. You don't get to determine how and when I contact my own brother just because you're marrying him. Don't victim shame me. I'm the one setting boundaries to cope with my deep-seated trauma. Stop using that term. You use it every 5 frickin' seconds. I will not give you another warning, Stacy. I am his fiancé and I have deep-seated trauma. You will never meet in person with your brother ever again. And if you want to send him a message, then you must either go through me or your mother. That is final. Stan, we need to talk.
We do?
Yes, and it's about your fiancé. Are you sure you want to marry her? Like, really sure?
Well, I did propose to her. I thought that would make my intentions clear. Can I ask what brings this on? Did something happen between you two? You were really happy for me when I first told you I was getting married.
Yeah, I was, but that was before I actually interacted with her. Kendra just texted me a few minutes ago.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and what she said was shocking, to say the least.
Well, what did she say?
She told me to never speak to you again. She told me this insane story about her deep-seated trauma, but it didn't make any sense. I mean, she expects me to believe that she was traumatized over an incident from high school in which she ruined a boy's reputation for no reason.
Oh, yeah, she told me about that a while back too.
So you knew? Stan, I understand that this is the woman that you proposed to, but I feel like I need to say this is your sister. She seems like she is genuinely unwell.
I'm really sorry that she said that to you. Also, thank you for your concern. It means a lot that you would trust me enough to be so direct like that. Now, in Kendra's defense, based on my experience with her, I don't think she's unwell. I think she just worries too much sometimes.
You sound like you're not too surprised that she would tell me never to speak to you again.
Well, I guess you can say she's done something like this before. Not to blow my own horn, but I've always had a lot of friends, right?
Yeah, ever since you were a kid, you always had a huge circle of friends. You've been bringing them around the house for years now, but I still don't even remember most of their names. Even after you went to college, any free time you weren't studying, you were spending with friends.
Right. That's something that doesn't really sit too well with Kendra.
She doesn't like that you have friends?
It's not that. It's just that she's kind of the opposite type of person. She'd rather just have a few super close people that she knows really well than have a bunch of friends like me. So she can't comprehend my relationship with my friends. You know what I mean? I can't remember how many times she's gotten mad at me for spending a Saturday with my friends instead of her.
Wow, that must have been difficult for you.
Actually, that's the main reason I decided to marry her. Once she's my wife, I'm positive that she'll settle down a bit with the jealousy. I mean, what better way there is to prove my devotion to her than to vow to be there for her for the rest of my life? She won't have a reason to be jealous of my friends or family anymore.
I guess you've put quite a bit of thought into this, Stan. Okay, if that's how strongly you feel about her, then I'll respect your decision. You're right, she'll probably loosen up a little bit after your wedding.
Thanks for understanding, Stacy. So yeah, in the meantime, I wouldn't take anything she says about cutting off contact with me too seriously. I'll have her apologize to you at an appropriate time in the future. Though she shouldn't have said that to you.
Alright, that's fine. You can take your time. I'm in no rush for an apology. You take good care of Kendra then, got it? And try to hold off on making any new friends for a while.
Oh, do I have to? Alright, guess the next time I'll see you will probably be at our wedding, huh? I can't wait for you to meet Kendra in person.
Kendra, what is wrong with you? You came up from behind me and punched me in the back of the head. Oh, you're awake. I'm glad to hear that. How are you feeling? Think I'm feeling? My head frickin' hurts. You punched me so hard that I passed out. They had to call an ambulance to take me to the hospital. Oh my goodness, they took you to the hospital? Yeah, you knocked me unconscious. They want to do a CT scan to make sure I don't have any internal bleeding. But you can cut it with the pleasantries, Kendra. You put me in the hospital. Now explain yourself. I hadn't even been at the wedding for a half hour when suddenly I felt a sharp pain in the back of my head, and the next thing I know, I'm on the floor looking at the ceiling. Why did you do that to me? Don't you remember the last time we spoke? It was my deep-seated trauma. Oh, great, not this again. I walked into the room and saw a woman I'd never met talking to Stan, and all the memories of my pain and misery in high school came rushing back. I was sure that you were actually Stan's mistress and had come to break up the wedding. All the shame and rage and sorrow welled up inside me, and I started seeing red. My body started moving on autopilot. I grabbed the nearest heavy object and bashed you over the head with it. You don't seem like you regret anything at all. You haven't even said you're sorry. But I didn't do anything wrong. It was all a big misunderstanding. I would have never hit you if I knew you were Stan's sister. It was all my trauma's fault. You don't think you did anything wrong? You hit me so hard I lost consciousness. You're not going to evade responsibility for that just because of your supposed trauma. And what the hell? You saw a woman talking to Stan, and the first thing that came to your mind was Stan's having an affair with her? First of all, it is not supposed trauma. It is real trauma. I will not allow you to deny my lived experiences. Second, you knew about my deep-seated trauma, and still you violated the boundaries that I set for you. How could you be so insensitive? I believe that I deserve an apology for your flagrant disregard for my emotional well-being and safety. This is completely insane. Insane? That's ableist language. Screw you. You could have actually killed me just now. What was it that you hit me with anyway? A rock or something? No, just an empty vase. Oh, excuse me, it was just an empty vase. You expect me to apologize for violating your psychotic boundaries, but you don't think you need to apologize for a literal assault? Not a chance. I am the one who deserves an apology here, not you. What? How dare you? I went through the emotional labor of confiding in you about my lived experiences and deep-seated trauma, and you're still victim-shaming me? Are you intentionally fitting as many psychobabble nonsense words into your sentences as grammatically possible? You knew it was traumatic for me to see Stan talking to other women. I clearly laid down my boundaries for you, and you violated them on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. Therefore, it is only right that you apologize to me and promise that you will never violate my boundaries again. I swear, it's like your only source of vocabulary is the chapter on trauma of a psychology textbook written by a teacher's aide. How can you possibly be playing the victim right now? Because I am the victim. Wow. You know, Kendra, when you first texted me, I thought you were a complete psycho. But now, I don't think I went far enough. You are far worse than just a run-of-the-mill psycho. You need to be locked up in an institution. That is more than enough ableist language out of you, Stacy. There is no room in my life or Stan's life for such a bigoted person as you are. I am marrying your brother today, and you will never see him again.
I wouldn't be so sure of that if I were you.
Huh?
Kendra, do you honestly believe that you haven't done anything wrong? I've taken the liberty of reading the conversation that you and Stacy just had. And to be quite honest, that really is how you feel, then I'm not sure I can do this anymore. I'm sorry, Kendra, but this wedding is canceled.
What? Wait a minute. Stacy? Or... oh no. Stan, is that you?
Looks like you finally caught on. Didn't you notice that he disappeared from the wedding chapel the moment that Stacy got taken away in the ambulance? That's because I went to the hospital with her. The wedding is canceled and our relationship is over. I'm breaking up with you. So no, you will not be marrying me today. Or any other day.
Stan, no! You can't do this to me! You said you were gonna marry me! You said you didn't want me to have to worry about losing you anymore. You said that I was the most important person in the world to you. So how could you cancel our wedding and break up with me? Was that all just a lie?
No, Kendra. I meant every single word I ever said to you. I proposed to you because I loved you. I accepted your past, your jealousy, your controlling nature, all of that. Because I thought I could help you heal the damage that your past has done to you. I thought if I could show you that you didn't need to worry about losing me, that you could overcome your trauma and start looking towards the future rather than the past. I believed that right up until this very morning. Not only have my dedicated displays of love to you not helped heal your trauma, it almost feels like you've gotten worse. Kendra, you assaulted my sister. You hit her in the back of the head with a vase.
But I thought she was your mistress. What did you expect me to do?
That's it right there. That's exactly my point. You trust me so little that you immediately assumed that I was cheating on you. I can't marry anyone who doesn't trust me.
Stan?
I've done everything you ever asked me to do, Kendra. I erased all my female friends from college from my phone for you. I never went to any party or gathering where other women were present. I loved you and wanted to spend my life with you, so I was willing to make sacrifices for you. And after all of that, you go and assault my sister?
But Stan, it was all a simple misunderstanding. I didn't mean to hit your sister.
So you admit that you generally thought I was cheating on you?
Yeah, but just for a second.
Even 1 second is too long, don't you get that? You have no idea how much it hurts to know that the woman I pledged my love to doesn't even trust me.
That's not true. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that, oh, you're such an amazing guy. You're handsome, funny, hardworking. I always felt that you were out of my league. I was terrified of losing you.
And so you bashed my sister over the head with a vase? I don't know how I can make this any clearer to you, Kendra. You've gone too far. Your trauma has completely taken over you. So much so that you were willing to assault a person you didn't know within a few seconds of seeing them for the first time. I had no idea you're such a violent person.
I'm not a violent person. That's not fair. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Don't talk about me like I'm always going around and hitting random people wherever I go.
First time? Huh, that's a lie. You're not just controlling and violent. You're a liar too.
What are you talking about? I'm not lying.
When I got to the hospital with Stacy, I just so happened to see a friend of mine who I invited to the wedding. He told me he was walking downtown this morning when all of a sudden, someone came up from behind him and pushed him down the stairs. That was you, wasn't it?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Why would I do a thing like that?
He also told me that he had been receiving a ton of texts from you lately. Multiple times a day, telling him to stay away from me. But right after he got taken to the hospital, the text stopped. He was so terrified that he hadn't even spoken to the police about it yet. He thought for sure you would either go after him again or take it out on me.
I can explain.
Don't bother. I don't want to hear it. Just like with Stacy, you're lucky that he wasn't seriously hurt, and that it doesn't appear that there'll be any lasting impacts to his health. Are you gonna stand there and say you did all that for me? Even if that's true, I don't want any part of your psychosis. I mean it, Kendra, we're through.
Stan, please, can't we talk about this?
The only thing we're going to talk about from here on out is how you're going to be held responsible for what you did to Stacy and my friend.
What do you mean? What are you gonna do to me?
I'm going to make you pay. Simple as that. You've only ever been on my good side up until now, so you may not realize this. But while I pride myself in being generous and forgiving to my family and friends, I show absolutely no mercy to anyone else who crosses me.
Stan, do not do this. I'll apologize for everything, okay? I'll go to Stacy and your friend's hospital rooms and I'll tell them I'm sorry. So please don't break up with me. I'm sorry I let my trauma get the best of me. If you could just work with me a little longer, I'm sure I'll overcome it in no time.
Again with the trauma nonsense. Are you ever going to give that up? Anyway, I've already compromised more than I should here for your sake. I'm not doing it anymore. You can sort out your trauma issues on your own now.
Stacy, what am I gonna do? Stan says he's gonna break up with me. He hasn't been back to our apartment since yesterday, and he just sent his lawyer over with a demand that I move out within 24 hours. I don't want to break up with him. I don't want to move out. Please, Stacy, you have to help me. In case you've forgotten, I am currently in a hospital bed recovering from the injuries that I sustained when you assaulted me. I had to get 3 stitches in the back of my head, which may not seem like a lot, but they are really uncomfortable. That's in addition to the splitting headache I still have. So if you want help moving out, you're gonna have to ask someone else. That's not what I meant. I want you to talk to Stan and tell him not to break up with me. I love Stan. I need him. Well, he doesn't love or need you, so I don't know what you want me to do about it. You put 2 people in the hospital on the day of your wedding. Do you really think Stan would stay with you after that? And that's not even considering the fact that you've been cheating on him. What? He told you about that? He sure did. After you assaulted us yesterday, he went to find all the evidence he could of your harassment campaigns towards me and his friends. He found all the evidence he needed of that, but also a few other pieces of evidence. It seems like every time I think my opinion of you couldn't possibly get any lower, you go and prove me wrong. Stop victim shaming me! It's not my fault I had to cheat on him. Oh, for the love of God, Kendra, don't tell me this is because of your trauma, too. He never respected any of my boundaries. I told him not to see his friends anymore, and he told me that he was fine with that, but then what did I find out? He was still seeing them in secret at least once a month. He crushed my heart and ripped open the wounds left by that boy in high school. I lost control. I felt so violated and abused, I had no choice but to cause him some of the same trauma that he caused me. So every time he went out with me and his friends, I went out with another man. He did this to me. It's all his fault. That boy didn't cause you any trauma, Kendra. What you're actually feeling is shame. Stop victim shaming me. He was the victim, you idiot, not you. All he did was talk to his cousin, and you ruined his reputation because of it. Then, when you realized the truth, you were overcome with shame over the viciously evil thing you did to him. That's why you invented your trauma narrative. To shut out your feelings of shame over realizing that you're just an impulsive, jealous, vindictive, and stupid woman. No, you're wrong. It was his fault for not telling me that my best friend was his cousin, just like it's Stan's fault for not telling me you were his sister. It was Stan's friend's fault for not respecting the boundaries I set for him. That's another thing. You don't just get to use the word boundaries to make other people do whatever you want. Look, I understand that maybe I went a teensy bit overboard, but it's all because I love Stan so much. I don't want to lose him. So please, I am begging you, give me another chance. We can call your family and Stan's friends together and have a discussion on what new boundaries we can set for you guys. Boundaries that we all agree on. You still don't feel like you've done anything wrong, do you? I realize that some people who are less understanding of the trauma I've been through may view my actions as inappropriate. Yes. Yeah, that settles it. You don't think you've done anything wrong. You go through all these mental gymnastics to interpret what happens in a way that removes any responsibility from yourself. Well, I'd say it's high time someone forced you to take some responsibility. And it looks like that responsibility falls to me. You may not think that you've done anything wrong, but I'd bet a year's worth of my salary that a judge and jury will have a different view of things. What are you saying? Are you gonna sue me? Did Stan ever tell you what it was I do for a living? No. I'm a lawyer. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Do you have any idea how much money I'm losing every day I'm stuck here in this godforsaken hospital? You're going to compensate me for my lost wages and much, much more. I've also decided to take up Stan's friend's case against you as well, pro bono. Please don't do that, Stacy. I'm already on the hook for a ton of money from the canceled wedding. If you sue me on top of that, I'll be ruined. Yeah, and how is that my problem? You don't seem to be aware of what sort of position you're in right now. You have successfully driven away the only person in this entire world who would have had pity on you, so don't expect any from me. We'll talk more once I'm out of the hospital. I suggest you start figuring out how to come up with a lot of money very soon. The first thing I did after getting out of the hospital was putting together a police report for both myself and Stan's friend. She was granted a speedy trial and found guilty on all counts. My next order of business was suing her for the costs of the wedding, hospital bills, and lost wages, which added up to around $50,000 in total. She went to her parents and begged them for help, so they agreed to loan her what she needed. Paying that back, however, is not going to be easy for a woman with a criminal record like her. I hope she takes this opportunity to learn that her trauma card isn't going to get her very far in this world.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Lila! I really hate to ask this, but I'm going to need you to start sending me money every month. I'm thinking that we can start at $1,000 a month and see where we can go from there. Thanks for understanding.
Wait, Tammy, you want me to send money every month?
That's right. Tim has been sending us about $2,000 a month, but that just isn't enough for us to get by on. So now you need to start giving us some money too, okay?
My husband's already sending you that much money and it's still not enough? I think that means there's something wrong with the way you're spending the money. I mean, your parents really only have their retirement money to live off of. I would think between the money from Tim and then that would be enough.
So you're saying that you're just going to let my mom and I keep being poor? What if there's another health scare and we don't have enough money for the hospital? What are we supposed to do then? The doctor said that there was a chance that he would have to increase her prescription size and it's already expensive enough right now.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe you should be the one to help your mom next time that happens.
What do you mean I should be the one to help my mom?
I just mean that it sounds like your parents are already sending you plenty of money. So I think that if that really isn't enough, then maybe you should contribute a little more.
Excuse me? Just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, I heard a bit about it from Tim, but you're not looking for a job right now, are you? I mean, it's already been a whole year since you got let go. Don't you think it's time to start working again? I mean, if you did that, then I'm sure you would be able to take care of your money problems.
I am sorry, but I have no intention of looking for a job anytime soon. That is why I'm coming to you to make up the money that we need. Now just hurry up and pay me.
What do you mean you don't intend to look for a job? You mean you're just going to stay unemployed?
That's right. I do, in fact. I mean, someone has got to stay home and take care of my mom, and that someone is going to be me.
Is your mom really doing that poorly right now?
You have no idea how tough things are over here. I'm so busy all the time, and you never know when my mom might trip and then we'd have to take her to the hospital or something. That's why I'm choosing to stay at home for all of this. That's why I can't just go out and find a job.
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that your mom is healthy enough to get herself to the hospital if she needs to go. I'm sure that you do a lot to set her at ease by being at home, but I hear that all you do is just sit on the couch and play on your phone.
What? Who said that? And just what makes you think my mom can get there herself if something bad were to happen? Who cares if I'm looking at my phone as long as I'm there and ready to get my mom out of there in case of an emergency?
I guess you have a point there. Kind of.
Yeah, I'm glad you think so. Maybe now you understand why I need to be home to look after my mom. You never know when something terrible could happen to my mom and that could keep her from getting to the hospital herself. But by staying at home, I'm basically an ambulance service right in her house. If anything, I would be dangerous if I found a job and had to leave home every day. Now, as you can see, I have my hands very full watching my mom here. So at least you could do is send me a little money every month. Again, I'm thinking we start with $1,000 and see how things go from there. It might change if I need more spending money.
Now just hold on a second. You mean that you're taking some money for yourself out of the money your parents are sending you?
Well, of course I am. I mean, that's hard work having to take care of my mom. You think I would do this if I wasn't getting paid? I am working around the clock with 365 days a year, and I need to get something for all of that effort.
I really don't even know what to say.
So, anyways, go ahead and start sending me the money this month, okay? Tim has been the one giving us money up to now, so it's not fair for you to be the only one not helping take care of my parents. They're your in-laws too, you know. Oh, Lila, I'm so sorry. I heard that Tammy called you about sending money. I just don't want you to pay her any mind at all. We don't need to be sent any more money, I promise.
Oh, really? But she seemed to be really scared that you might get sick or hurt at any moment. She also said something about your medication or treatment getting more expensive soon as well.
Yes, but they did up my dosage for some of my pills, but it was only on slight amounts. But it still isn't that expensive because I've been taking the generic brand this whole time. The new price is only about $20 more a month.
Oh, really? That's all that it went up by?
But Tammy keeps pushing me to stop using generic brands of medicine. She told me that I should just take the name brand and ask you to pay for it all. But even if I did that, I would probably only need like an additional $100 a month.
Is that it? Just 100? But Tammy said that she would need another $1,000 to be able to take care of you.
Oh, this girl. Did she really say that? What is the matter with her?
She said that the $2,000 a month she was getting wasn't enough for her. But I also heard from Tammy that she's just refusing to look for a job at all. She said that she's too busy taking care of you to work. That's why she was asking for another $1,000 a month to help with that.
Wait. You said we're getting $2,000 a month? Are you guys paying that much a month already? I thought that you were only sending us $500 a month. Where did those $2,000 came from?
Well, it was Tammy's idea. She suggested it after she started living with you. She said that your retirement money was much less than she thought and that she needed more money to take care of you.
She said what? What is she talking about?
I know that we talked about this earlier, and you said that between your retirement and $500 a month you were going to be fine. But Tammy said that you were living right on the edge financially and that you'd be needing much more to be comfortable. So anyway, I talked with Tim and he suggested we up it to $2,000.
But Tammy never told me anything about any of this. I mean, we were living more than comfortably when you were sending us $500 a month. Oh no, I'm so sorry if we've made things really difficult for you by having you send so much. The thing is that, well, Tammy chose to live back at home despite all my best telling her otherwise.
You mean that she's living there despite you not wanting her to?
Oh, not only that, but when she came to move in, she insisted on taking over all of the finances for the house and took my bank cards to manage the account. I haven't touched the money since then, so maybe that's why I have no idea about any of this. But now I'm sure that Tammy is just using all the money you've added for herself. It's no wonder she just doesn't want to work when she is just ripping you off.
So then you think that this extra $1,000 would have gone straight to Tammy as well?
Aye, without a doubt. She is just wanting to pocket that money for herself. And to think that you were already supporting us and Tammy had the gall to ask more from you.
Oh, right, that actually reminds me. About the money. It seems to me like Tammy thinks it's Tom who's sending it. She told me that the $1,000 was the least that I could send to be a good daughter-in-law.
Oh my goodness, that girl seriously doesn't know when to quit, does she? I've already tried to talking to her over and over, but she just refuses to listen to me. She refuses to believe what I'm saying.
What do you mean? What are you trying to tell her?
Well, she thinks that her brother Tim works for some huge company and that's why she thinks that he's the one who has been sending the money all this time. I tried explaining that you're the one who's been sending the money this whole time, but she thinks that I'm saying to do you a favor by saying that.
Well, it is true that Tim's company is working via contract for a huge corporation, but I'm the one who's actually working for said company.
Lila, I want you to not worry about sending us that much money anymore. Please just reduce it back down to 500 that it used to be. Meanwhile, I am going to have a serious talk with Tammy.
Wait, Pearl, maybe before we do that, you, Tim, and I should talk in person about this. Of course, I think that Tammy deserves a talking to, but I also think that she's tricked us for a long time, and probably still has more tricks up her sleeve.
You're right, but I'm still just so sorry for all of this. You know that I've thought about kicking Tammy out, even cutting her off entirely. I've thought about it, but you're right. I think we should talk together. Hey, Lila! You have got some explaining to do. I still haven't seen your money transferred into my account. Hurry up and pay me right now.
Yeah, that isn't going to actually happen.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What kind of game is this? Are you really not going to do anything to take care of your mother-in-law?
I've actually paid much more than I ever intended to pay to help her. But now I know that none of that money was actually going to help her.
What are you talking about? We are in serious dire straits financially and you say this now? Fine. If you really don't want to do anything, then fine. I guess it's a good thing that I've already moved to get rid of you. I sent your divorce papers to the courthouse today.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I thought of a solution to all of our problems. I'll just ask Tim to move in with Mom and I'd get rid of you. After all, it's Tim who works for the huge company and who sends us money while you do nothing for us at all. That's why I knew I had to get you out of the picture.
I seriously have no idea what you're talking about in the slightest. You're telling me that you sent off divorce papers for Tim and I without asking us at all first?
It was the only move I had. I mean, you're the one who refuses to live with Mom and it's your fault that Tim doesn't want to live here anymore. I knew that if you and him were no longer together though, then that would mean he would come back to us, finally.
I seriously have no idea what goes on in that head of yours sometimes.
Well, you've done this to yourself. You should have just sent the money like I asked you to. Of course, I know that you don't make nearly as much as my brother, so maybe you just couldn't afford it. Honestly though, you should be ashamed of yourself for not doing more to help out your husband's family in our time of need. At least now, Tim is finally free.
I've had just about enough out of you. You're going to regret this.
What are you talking about now?
I mean that I've reached the limits of my patience. You're a selfish, mean woman who only ever thinks of herself. But fine, if that's really what you want, then you can have your brother back and I'll stop sending the $2,000 a month.
What are you saying? I already know that it's actually my brother who's been sending the money. You haven't given a cent, so don't try and talk all high and mighty to me now.
You're going to really talk to me about not contributing anything when you've refused to look for a job for a whole year? Did you think that I was just going to keep working for you all this time? You thought I'd just let you get away with that?
What do you mean? You don't give me anything. I'm not wrong. Honestly, you are such a spoiled little girl. I've explained this to you over and over again, but you just refuse to listen. And now you've gone so far as to fraudulently send out divorce papers for your brother and Lila? What is the matter with you? Why do you insist in causing me so much trouble in my old age? You're the reason that I'm having financial troubles. Wait a second, hold on. Is this my mom? That's right. I'm here with Lila right now, and you have never once expressed any gratitude for all the money she has given us. Not only that, but you couldn't be satisfied and just had to keep asking for more and more to take for yourself. Wait. I still don't understand what's going on. I thought it was Tim who was sending us money this whole time. I just wanted my brother to come back home. That's why I did what I did. I mean, if he came back to live with us, we would never have to worry about money again. And the three of us could all live happily. If you think that we are going to be financially okay with just my retirement money and Tim's salary, you are dead wrong. Tim just works for a company under a contract by a huge company you think that he does work for. But he doesn't even make all that much. You mean that my brother is just working as a contractor? Of course he does. How many times have I walked you through this? Why don't you ever listen to me when I try to tell you these kind of things? Honestly, you've always been such a stubborn girl, but I didn't think that you were this stupid either. The one who has been sending us money this whole time has been Lila. Really? She has? Are you serious? Wait, no, that isn't right. Oh, please, don't even try to deny it. And now, you've gone and ruined your older brother's marriage to such a sweet woman. Well, Lila is going to stop sending us money thanks to you. We're going to have to sell the house now. Hold on, what do you mean? Are we really going to have to sell the house? Mom, please tell me that you're not serious about that. I don't know how we're supposed to keep going with this way without that support from Lila. At this rate, I have enough savings to put myself into a retirement home and that's it. So, I'm moving out anyways. But, Mom, you just can't decide something like that without talking to me about it first. I mean, I don't want you to sell the house. I don't have a job. Where am I supposed to live? That is for you to figure out, Tammy. It's all your fault that this is happening, so you can find your own way out of this mess now. You can't be serious, right? Of course I am, and don't bother going to ask Tim for help either. Tim is here with us as well, and he says that you are no longer his sister after what you tried to do to sabotage his marriage. He says he wants nothing to do with you from here on out. Please tell me that this isn't really happening. You mean that no one is going to help me out? That's right. You blew up the living situation you had through your selfishness. But don't worry, I don't blame you. After all, you were doing all of that you did to try and help me, your dear old mom. That's why you asked Tammy for some more money. And that's why you tried to get her and Tim divorced, so he would come back to live with us. You did all that so we could both live more comfortable, right? I don't understand. What are you getting at with all of this? Well, not only did your plan not work, it would never have worked. And now it's blown up everything. You're on your own from now on, Tammy. Lila, I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry for sending out your divorce papers like that. I'm so sorry for everything that I've done to you.
You don't have to apologize to me, you know. I already called the courthouse and explained to them what happened. So basically, I was able to save my marriage from what you tried to do. Your fake divorce papers have already been purged from the system over there.
Oh, really? You were able to stop it? So then, that means that you forgive me for what I've done?
Oh no, I do not forgive you one bit for what you did. You have serious issues that you need to work out, but I never want to have to deal with you again.
Oh, wait, Lila, please. I don't have a job or a place to live. Mom sold the house and is living in that retirement home. But she did all of that without even telling me. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now.
How about you go out and find a job? I'm sure your mom is so relieved to finally be free of you. But you need to learn to take care of yourself.
You can't be serious, right?
Well, you said the whole reason you weren't working was to take care of your mom, right? Now that you don't have to do that, you're free to work and make as much money as you can.
But, I mean, that's not what I meant.
Don't you see? You're finally free from all the hard work you were having to do for your mom. I know you can do it if you'd put your mind to it. Good luck! After that, I blocked Tammy's number and didn't hear from her again. Not long after that, I went to help Pearl move her things into our place. She lied about the retirement home and now lives with Tim and I. I heard through the grapevine that Tammy finally started to work, except that she's constantly getting in trouble and always on the verge of being fired. Still, she knows that she can't go to anyone for help and has to figure this out for herself.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Ashley. I heard you were getting married. It seems like you're trying to show off to everyone. Huh? I mean, yeah, I'm getting married, but I'm not really trying to show off or anything. Stop lying to me. You really have some nerve to lie when the news of your engagement is the talk of the town. Wait, people are talking about it? I heard from someone I knew back in middle school the other day, and then again from a different person today. Just because you're the first one out of all of us to get married doesn't mean you should let it go to your head. I didn't know that the news was spreading that fast. I guess that's why I get for telling the famous gossiping lady. Man, she's fast. It's almost scary. What? The news about my engagement is only spreading around so much because of that lady, who has a microphone practically embedded into her vocal cords. That lady talked to my mother about it, which then led to everyone else knowing. I'm guessing. So you're not going around telling people about your engagement. You know better than that, Casey. I have no friends to share such news with. I don't have any type of place to share that kind of stuff. That's right. You've always been so pathetic since we were in middle school. Unlike me, who had all the friends and looks at school. Glad to have sorted that out then. Well, I'll be taking my leave. No, hang on a minute. We're not done talking here. Do you still have something you want to discuss? Even if the news spreading was not your doing, it's still true, isn't it? From what I've heard, you'll be having the wedding next month, right? Yeah, but what about it? That means you're still gonna get married the fastest out of all of us. Pathetic little girl. Never expected you to get married this fast. Okay, but what does this have to do with anything? I wasn't really thinking about the timing of it. It doesn't matter if you weren't thinking about it, because it still pisses me off. How dare you, the lowlife, get married before me? Which is why I'll be taking your boyfriend, okay? What? Actually, he's currently fast asleep right next to me. Hear that? Your fiancé, laying right next to me in the same bed. What did you say? Like I said, I can't stand to have you get married before I do. You don't deserve that right, being the pathetic loser that you are. You are not allowed to outshine me. Wait, are you really with my fiancé? Are you in that much disbelief? Don't worry, I'll send a nice picture of me and him together for you. Brace yourself for this one, okay?
I'm sorry, Ashley. What have I done? Please delete that picture she sent you.
Even if I delete it, the imagery is burned into my brain. To think that you cheat on me with my former classmate. It seemed like you guys were the ones in love with the way you were all cozy in bed with her.
You got it all wrong. She means nothing to me. After a long day at work, I decided to get some drinks alone when she approached me. I was drunk, she was pretty cute, I couldn't resist.
So what? Cheating is perfectly fine if you're drunk? That if they're cute, you can cheat on your fiancé? Is that what you're trying to say here?
I didn't know that she was your former classmate. I'm really sorry. I promise that this will never happen again.
You can do it as many times as you like. You're not my problem anymore. We're over.
What? You don't want to get married to me anymore? But the wedding is soon. What are you saying all of a sudden?
Of course the wedding is gonna be cancelled. I never want to see your face ever again. I don't want to be with someone who betrays their fiancé.
Hang on. I just cheated once. That shouldn't count as a betrayal. Plus, it was due to the alcohol. Don't be so mad about something like that.
Something like that? You betray my trust and don't think it's a big deal? I'm actually just disappointed in you, Jason.
Come on, I'm being sincere here. You're being so unreasonable. Don't be acting all high and mighty with me. Being all whiny over being cheated on once.
What did you just say?
Cheating while intoxicated doesn't count. Everyone knows that. Yet here I am, apologising for it like the good man I am. If that's how you feel, then fine. Forget it. I don't need a stubborn woman like you in my life anyways.
What is wrong with you? You are in no position to get mad at me. You have some nerve to be angry at me.
Shut up. I'll have you know that I didn't even want to cheat on you. I'm well aware that cheating on someone when you're engaged is not okay. But the thing is, she was way prettier than you, so I couldn't help it.
What?
If you're going to get all offended over something like this, then maybe you should work on yourself to prevent it from happening. Maybe if you were better looking, then I wouldn't have cheated. Even with the alcohol, I would have rejected any advances.
So now you're placing the blame on me? All just because I don't look pretty as her? You're gonna sit there and blame me for you cheating?
That's right. You're so focused on work that you barely pay attention to appearance. Looks matter most when it comes to women. Just because you make more money than I do, don't mean anything.
Here I thought you were understanding of my work. It turns out you were hiding your real thoughts.
This wedding is over. Who would even want you as a wife anyways? You don't have the heart to forgive people, and you aren't that good looking either. You'll be forever alone, you pathetic excuse of a woman.
I have wonderful news. Jason proposed to me. It hasn't even been long since we got together, but we're already gonna have the wedding soon. I already heard the news from others. The very few friends I had in the middle already told me. It seems like you're telling everyone you know about it, although you're keeping the home-wrecking story hidden from the conversation. Me? Brag to everyone? I would never. Besides, marriage is a completely normal thing. No need to brag about it to others. I was only telling all my friends about it. That's all. Oh, really? Just simply telling your friends? They all just got really happy for me. Whatever shall I do with them? I hadn't even really noticed, but they were all saying how I'd be the first one from our class to get married. Not to mention, he's the president of a company. Is that really such a big deal? Wait, the president of the company? I didn't know until I started dating him, but Jason is the president of the company. I was planning on getting rid of him the moment I took him from you, but since he's the president, I decided to keep him around. He is the perfect husband for someone like me. Hang on, Jason said that he was the president? Yep, he sure did. I mean, that's why I accepted his proposal. Duh. And to think that a man like him almost married a person like you. He must have been so tired from work that he never really got a good glance at your face. What? It's okay now, though. He's completely focused on me now. He even said that the marriage can be any way that I want it to be. Right now, I'm thinking of a wedding with a budget of $80,000. $80,000 for a wedding? Where'd he even get that money? Is he really paying for all that? Of course he is. After all, he is my fiancé. A man of his level will give me such an amazing wedding. A pathetic loser like you can stay home and cry about it. Well, you see, the reason I'm so confused is because I'm the president of the company. Huh? I'm not sure why Jason is claiming to be the president, but I'm the one in charge of everything at the company. He's just a normal office worker. What are you talking about? Are you trying to say that he's been lying to me? He definitely told me that he was the president, so he'll be able to pay for any wedding plan that I have. Okay, so then can you tell me what kind of company he works at? Huh? If he's the president as he claims, then he should be able to talk about his work with no problems. What kind of company it is and what they sell should all be easily answered by him. Okay, wait. What kind of company you work at? There is no way a loser like you would be in charge of a company. I work at a bridal company. I own wedding venues. Huh? Wedding venues? I've always been interested in wedding venues since I was younger. Even if I am still a pathetic loser, I always had dreamed of owning a wedding venue, which is why I created my company. I get many requests and such from a potential customers every day. We seem to be doing pretty well. You're lying! A loser like you being the president of a company? Which is why you should at least be wary of what Jason is telling you. Well, I'll take my leave now. See ya!
What do I do? Casey wants to break up with me all of a sudden. We're gonna get married soon, but all of a sudden she said she doesn't want to marry me anymore.
I mean, it makes sense why she would do that. You're the one who lied to her about being the president of the company.
Hang on, I never lied. Casey said the same thing, but I have no idea what's going on.
Huh?
I never said that I was the president of the company. She just heard whatever she wanted to hear and ran with it.
What are you talking about? She said that she was sure that you told her.
When I proposed to her, she said that if she could go all out on wedding plans, then she'll agree. I told her that I know some people, so that's perfectly fine. I mentioned that I have company president connections, so she can do as she pleases.
Company president connections, you say? That would cause her to misunderstand that.
Wait, really?
Do you have connections to a company president? I wasn't aware you knew somebody like that.
What are you talking about? I know you, don't I? You're the one in charge of a bridal company.
What? You weren't possibly thinking of having a wedding at my venue, right? A venue that your ex-girlfriend owns? A wedding venue to hold the wedding of a cheating ex-boyfriend.
I mean, sure, we broke up, but we were at least engaged at a point. You would have given me a good deal no matter what type of wedding I have, right? Ex-boyfriend should give me more than 50. No, 90% off.
What kind of deal is that? Don't be stupid.
What, you're not going to give me any kind of deals?
Why would I do that? You will be charged the full price for every single thing.
What do you mean? I thought you'd give me a deal, so I already made reservations for it.
Wait, already?
I made the reservations to the wedding yesterday. I even paid the deposit.
You are aware that the company takes an estimate of 10% of the cost, right? And canceling after setting the reservations means that we'll charge you for that as well. All the money that you paid for the deposit is not coming back to you at all.
Everything? So that $7,000 I paid isn't coming back?
This should have been properly explained to you already. Someone did mention at work yesterday about landing a huge contract. Guess this is what it was.
This has to be a joke, come on. The wedding gets cancelled, I get dumped by Casey, and my $7,000 won't be refunded to me. I thought you'd give me a good deal and hook me up to make things better for me.
Okay, then as a favor from the president of the company herself. If you want to cancel, make sure you come directly to the office to hand in the papers, alright? I'll put my everything into aiding you to cancel. Everything is just horrible. Anyone would misunderstand when being told that. Plus, he assumed that you would give him a deal on my wonderful wedding. How could he promise something without making sure of it? I couldn't even stand to look at him any longer and got rid of him. Yeah, I heard from Jason a while ago. Just when I thought I hit jackpot, he turns out to be a simple office worker with zero savings. He isn't worthy of being my husband. That's why you have to introduce me to a man who is worthy. You have to know any other presidents, right? Help you out? Yes! Company presidents have other president friends as well, right? There's no way you don't know any. Of course I don't know any. I am hardworking as the president, but my private life is no different from before. I only have a handful of friends. What? You continue to be a useless loser even as an adult. If that's the case, go out there and make some president friends. You should be able to make friends with amazing men with your ranking. Bring the best of the best to me immediately once you do. Ugh, don't be brash. Besides, you can easily find a man without my help anyways. Go look for a man that meets your tastes on your own. That isn't enough! I need a rich man who is the president of a company. Anything less than that would be embarrassing to show others. To the others? I already told my friends that I'm getting married to a president and that I'll have a fancy wedding. I promised that I'll introduce them to him. There is no way that I can tell them that it got called off. That's why I need to find a replacement immediately. If that's the case, then you're fine. Everyone from our middle school already knows about it already. What? So, there is no need to find someone like that so desperately. They all know you don't have a president boyfriend, so nobody is really interested if you try to find a replacement. What are you talking about? How does everyone know about that? I only just found out about it recently myself. You were bragging about your engagement to Jason to everyone, weren't you? You told not only our former classmates, but everyone who was in our grades individually, how you're getting married to the president of the company. Uh-huh. Even if I didn't have as much as you do, I still have friends from middle school as well, even though she was in a different class. She's still my friend. She knows about how I used to date Jason. I even introduced her to him, so I guess that's where the news about how he was stolen from me started. Also, how he claimed to be the president but in fact just a normal office worker. What did you say? Oh, don't be mad at my friend, okay? She didn't mean for the news to spread, but only told a select number of people as well. She was telling others about how you had the audacity to steal him from another person and then brag about your engagement like nothing happened. It seemed like the conversation was so interesting that it just spread. Gosh, what can you do? You're kidding. So everyone thinks I was lying the entire time? Over a plain office worker? Lying about him being a president and marrying him? Seems like it. If I'm being honest, it seems like everyone has only pity for you. Something about how you peaked in middle school and can't let go of that, and that you need to be the center of attention at all times. No, they've got it all wrong. I don't need pity. I had a misunderstanding and didn't mean to lie about it. Now, I'll be looked at with pitiful eyes by everyone in town. Before you go look for a partner, you should probably go and fix this misunderstanding first. If you don't, I have a feeling that this is only gonna get worse for you. Anyways, I have to go to work, so I'll be taking my leave now. Hope you can get this all sorted out before any more damage is done. After all that, Casey went around town trying to fix the misunderstanding. But in order for her to do so, she had to embarrassingly explain about how she was a homewrecker to my relationship. The entire situation turned into an awkward mess for both her and anyone she explained herself to. Probably due to being the joke of our middle school, she hasn't contacted anyone from there anymore. As for Jason, he got an earful from his parents. On top of that, his friends have been more wary of hanging around him and distanced themselves. It seems he is living a very lonely life as well. Hopefully, no more couples who try to get married at my venue meets this kind of fate.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.